Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the class of 11th English Medium. The subject is Statistics, Chapter 6, Permutations, Combinations, and Binomial Expansion, brought to you by Vitan Sir. Before we start with the calculations and the methods and formulas, let's take an interesting example. In a cricket stadium, three friends, red, green, and blue, are seated in their own seats. Okay, so they are in a cricket stadium, and we are taking an example of these three people, these three friends, red, green, and blue. Now, I am having a simple question that if I want to arrange them among themselves, for example, let's say the green come first and then red and then blue. So that is also one kind of an arrangement. So when I am trying to arrange these three people in their places, that in how many ways can I arrange them? The total number of ways I want to know, the total number of options I want to know, in which I can arrange them properly. Okay, so let's take some practical thing here. The first way is that R, G, and B, red, green, blue, as they are. Then I'm going to make a slight change. It will be G, R, and B. Okay, then I will be making an R, B, and G. Then we have G, B, and R. Okay, then we again have B, G, and R, and then lastly we have B, R, and G. Okay, so as you can see here, these are the only possible methods in which I can arrange these three friends in themselves. So right now the number of options which I have here are 6. So there are 6 different methods in which I can arrange these people. But let us take this concept a bit differently. I have R, G, and B, and these are the three seats in which I am going to make them sit. Now, as we can see, there are three friends and there are three seats. So let's take this one seat. Okay, this is the first seat. Now, if I want one of these three to sit here, the number of options which I have right now are 3. Okay, so if one of these three sits here, that means one of these three. So I have 3 options. So there are 3 options for sitting in this first sit. Okay, so let's see that one of these three, that is, let's take this red, sits on this sit. So now I have been left with 2 standing fans, and on the second seat the number of options I have right now are 2. So whether a B can sit here or G can sit here. So the number of options for sitting on the second seat are 2. Similarly, now only one person is standing. Let's see that G sat on the second seat, R sat on the first seat. So for sitting on the third seat, I am only left with a one person, single person, that is blue. So only available option is 1. So for the first seat, available options are 3. For the second seat, it is 2. And for the third seat, it is 1. So if I multiply these 3 values, I get the answer 6. Wasn't the 6 value of total number of possible arrangements of these three friends? If there are 4 friends, CMYK, can we go with the same logic? 4 friends, 4 seats. The first seat has 4 options, the second seat has 3 options, and so on. What if there are 5 friends, A, B, C, D, and E? What if there are 6 friends? Can we calculate it? Yes, it is possible. But then after a certain point, it becomes a tedious calculation. How long are we going to keep on calculating these things? Okay. So for that purpose, rather than using simple multiplication each and every time, what we are going to do is use a mathematical method called permutation. So rather than going through the same calculations and just stretching the calculations, we are going to use a mathematical method. The name of that method is called permutation. Now, permutation, if I want to define the mathematical method of calculating number of ways n things could be arranged in r places is called permutation. So the definition of permutation is that it is the mathematical method of calculating number of ways n things. So in our example, three friends to be arranged in r places. In our example, three places. Three friends to be arranged in three places. So the total number of ways and the mathematical formula for calculating those ways, we call it permutation. Or in short, we can also say that permutation is the mathematical formula of calculating arrangements, and it is denoted as NPR. N are the n things, R are the R places, and P denotes permutation. So it denotes that we are calculating permutation right now. So what is the formula for that? Permutation formula is n, the thing which you call exclamation mark is, I call it factorial, n factorial divide by n minus r factorial. Here that exclamation mark is spoken as factorial value, so we will call it factorial. So NPR formula is n factorial divide by n minus r factorial. Here n factorial means n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 up to the value is left as 1. Okay, so factorial values multiply all of them, while n minus r factorial is n minus r, n minus r minus 1, n minus r minus 2 up to 1. Now if you are thinking that how did we get this, okay, because it's a simple question. Just by putting an exclamation mark, how am I expanding this simple n into these many values? So let's try to understand, or let's clarify, what does this exclamation mark, that is factorial, mean. Let's take 5 factorial. So if it's a 5 factorial, it will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, and your answer will be 120. That means if it's a 5 factorial, the answer is 120. If it's a 6 factorial, then it is 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, the answer is 720. If it is 10 factorial, then it is from 10 to 1, all the integers multiplication. So starting from 10 ending at 1, whatever integers are there, I will multiply all of these values and I will get 36,28,800. So if I put it simply, a factorial shows the multiplication of all the integer values ranging from the given value to 1. So if I am talking about 5 factorial, so all the values, integer values from 5 to 1 will be multiplied. If I am talking about 6 factorial, so all the integer values from 6 to 1 will be multiplied. If I am talking about 10 factorial, then all the integer values from 10 to 1 will be multiplied. Similarly, if I am talking about n factorial, then all the integer values from n to 1 will be multiplied. That's why I am reducing one value from n. Okay, if I am talking about 10 factorial, then 10 minus 1 9 minus 1 8 minus 1 7. This way I am multiplying all the values. So when I am talking about n factorial, n, then minus 1, then again minus 1 makes it n minus 2, then again minus 1 makes it n minus 3 up to 1. All the values are multiplied. But do remember one thing, that the value of 0 factorial is 1. So we will never take a negative factorial value, we will always take a positive factorial value. So when we talk about 0 factorial, it basically means 1. Okay, so 1 factorial is 1, just 1. 2 factorial is 2 into 1, 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1, 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, and so on. But 0 factorial is just 1. So keep this in your minds, 0 factorial is not 0, it is 1. Certain examples based on permutation. Now, because I have just given the formula to you right now, let's take some examples. Let's take 10p10. If I am taking 10p10, according to my formula, 10 factorial will be in the numerator, and in the denominator 10 minus 10 will be taken. So in the numerator it is just 10 factorial, but in the denominator it is 10 minus 10, so it is 0 factorial. So 0 factorial is 1. I just told you guys, remember? So 0 factorial is 1, that means it's just 10 factorial, and we have just calculated the value of 10 factorial as 36,28,800. So that is uh, permutation. This is how we calculate. So it basically means that if 10 friends are going to a cricket stadium, then in how many ways can we arrange these 10 people? So we have 36,28,800 different methods of arranging those 10 friends. Just forget about cricket stadium. 10 friends are going to a hotel, which happens. So how many ways can these 10 people can be arranged in a on a hotel table? 36,28,800 options are there. Okay, 5p3, this means that 5 people are there and only 3 places for sitting is there. Okay, 5 people are there but only places are 3. So out of 5 we are only going to put 3 people in those places. So how are we going to do that? 5 factorial in the numerator, in the denominator 5 minus 3 factorial. So that is 5 factorial upon 2 factorial. Now if I start expanding 5, it becomes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the division, 2 factorial is 2 into 1. Okay, so that would be when I cancel 2 into 1, 2 into 1 in the numerator and denominator, I am left with 5 into 4 into 3, and the answer is 60. Let's go one more step here. That is 6p2. That is 6 factorial in the numerator, in the denominator 6 minus 2 factorial. So that is 6 factorial upon 4 factorial. Now I am going to try something different here. 6 factorial I am going to expand not as 6 5 4 3 2 1 but as just 6 into 5 into 4 factorial divided by 4 factorial. Now how did I do this? Just look at here. This is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Now if I just take 4 3 2 1, it actually means 4 factorial. If I just take 3 into 2 into 1, it naturally means 3 factorial. If I just take 2 into 1, it means 2 factorial. So 5 factorial, or let's say 6 factorial, can be converted as 6 into 5 into 4 factorial, because 4 factorial means 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So it is obviously part of your 6 factorial. So rather than writing the whole value, let's imagine you have 100 factorial. Can you write down 100, 99, 98, 97, 95, 96, 95, 94, 93 dot up to 1? It's not going to be possible for you guys. So this is another method where you write less values and still you get the answer. Because in the division 4 factorial is there, I have written 6 into 5 up to 4 factorial so that I can directly cancel these two values. So in the next step, I am only left with 6 into 5, and 6 5s are 30 is the answer. I just told you guys about 100, right? So let's take an example about that. 100p3. The formula here will be 100 factorial upon 100 minus 3 factorial, which is 100 factorial upon 97 factorial. Now, of course, I am not going to write from 100 to 1. Rather, what I should do, I should only write up to 97. That is easy, right? That's shorter. So 100, 99, 98 and then 97 factorial, because in the division 97 factorial is there. So I am just going to cancel these two values. Simple. So I will be left with 100, 99 and 98, and when I multiply them, I get 9,70,200. So this is called a kind of a shortcut value. There are other shortcuts also, but I will be discussing these shortcuts in my later tutorials. Everything can't be served in a single plate, you know. Let's move on towards one last point which I need to discuss for this tutorial, and that point is some standard forms of permutation. Whenever we talk about standard forms, it means that if that format is followed, rather than calculating the whole formula, I can directly write the answer. Let's see an example. NP0. NP0 means it is 5p0 or 10p0 or 1p0 or 15p0 or 100p0. That means 5 friends are there but no chairs are there. 5 friends want to sit but not a single place is empty. So what option is left? Everyone is kept standing. Answer is 1. If NP0 is given, the answer is 1. Now I am also going to give you a proof here. Let's take NP0, that is n factorial upon n minus 0 factorial, that is n factorial upon n factorial, cancel, answer is 1. So NP0 is 1. This is the proof. If you want, else just write NP0 is equal to 1. This is the standard form. Next, NPN. 5 friends, all of them get to sit. 10 friends, all of them get to sit. It will be n factorial directly. NPN, 5p5, 10p10, 15p15. We have already seen this. Directly, we can write factorial value without using the whole formula. Why? This is the proof. NPN is n factorial upon n minus n factorial. N minus n is 0 in the division. So n factorial upon 0 factorial, which is 1. So n factorial upon 1, which is just n factorial. So whenever NPN is there, okay, the top value and bottom values are similar, just find its factorial and you will be done with. You don't need to do anything extra. Next, you have NP1. Out of 5 friends, only one place is there. Out of 10 friends, only one place is there. Just write the value of n directly. Only one place is there, so you have the number of total options, okay, because 10 people are there. Out of 10, any one can sit, so you have 10 options. Out of 5, you have any one can sit, so you have 5 options. Let's prove it again. NP1, so n factorial upon n minus 1 factorial. Now n factorial is n into n minus 1 into n minus 2, but we just need up to n minus 1. So n into n minus 1 and n minus 1 factorial and n minus 1 will be cancelled. You will be left with n. So this is your proof how to write it down. And last form, where it is npn minus 1. N in npn minus 1 is again n factorial. Okay, npn minus 1 is again n factorial. How can we prove this? Npn minus 1. Okay, so n factorial upon n minus 1 factorial. N factorial in the numerator will be as it is in the division, because we open this bracket, minus will become plus. So n minus n plus 1. Now n minus n is 0, so we are only left with 1 factorial. So n factorial upon 1 factorial, which is n factorial upon just 1, which is directly n factorial. So whenever it is np n minus 1, so let's say 6p5, it is again 6 factorial. 10p9, it is again 10 factorial. 100p99, it is 100 factorial directly. So whether it is npn or npn minus 1, it is n factorial. If it is np0, it is 1, and if it is np1, it is n. In the future tutorials, whenever we will do the sums of permutation, we will recall these forms, some standard forms, but I want you guys to remember these standard forms properly for the future references. So what we are going to next time is we will be discussing many sums based on permutations, but till then I will see you guys. If you have liked my first tutorial on the chapter 6 of the 11th statistics, please give a like. If you are new, then subscribe, and do watch my older chapter videos, which will be quite useful for your future studies. Keep on watching my channel. Please turn on those notifications, so whenever I upload a new video, you will instantly get that. Thank you very much. In the case of any doubts, contact me. I will see you next time. Welcome students to With Answers Unacount Academy. That's better way to success for you. I am Vitan Vora and I teach accountancy, statistics and social science. You can contact me on my cell number 919426310184. Please give a sub to my channel and also check out my other video playlist, which you can see on the screen. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.